Good morning, world. I am Judy, your web-based therapist, making therapy accessible and convenient for our clients in Florida and New York, and of course, sharing information worldwide. Today, I want to talk about 5 alternatives to positive thinking. We know our thoughts dictate our behaviors and how we feel. We know pretty much our lives are dependent on our thoughts. And that's why a lot of times we hear people talk about the importance of thinking positive thinking, positive this. But unfortunately, we know that sometimes a person can be in a space where they're not able to get to that state of positive thinking. So that's why today I want to talk about 5 alternatives to positive thinking. But before I get into that, I want to take a quick moment and say, if you are subscribed, thank you so much for being a part of our awesome world. If you're not yet subscribed, please take a moment and click the subscribe button below so you can join all this awesomeness. And remember to tick the bell so you are notified when I post new videos so you don't miss anything. And of course, if you'd like to purchase 1 or 3 of my books, also a link below that will take you to a site that shows you all your different options of places where you could get 1 or 3 of my books. All right, let me get back to it. As much as we may want to, it's not always possible. It's not always feasible for someone to suddenly be all positive thinking. But there are steps that you can take to help you gain some similar benefits or help you be on your way to a more positive outlook, to a more positive view, to a more positive existence. So that's what we're talking about today. First thing is gratitude journaling. Even when you're not able to sit there and think of how well things are going and be all positive thinking, life is great, bluebirds and blue skies? Okay. Well, you know what I mean. Even when you can't wrap your mind around the positive thoughts, even when you cannot get yourself to speak positively, to put that positive energy out there, there are still good things that are happening. There are still things that are happening that you can be grateful for. And gratitude is one of those things that help bring that positive energy. And it also reminds you that, hey, yeah, there are some stuff happening. There are some good things happening. And that builds that positive energy. It helps bring that into your environment. And it helps relieve some of the pressure. Because one of the things when a person is not doing well, you're seeing all the bad things, all the negative things, how wrong things are, right? But with gratitude journaling, it forces you to take a step and look at the things that are going well, because even in the worst situations, there's always going to be 1 or 2 things that are going well. And when you are doing gratitude journaling, it forces you to take a few moments in your day and think about what went well. What was something that went well that I can be grateful for today? 2, take small steps towards accomplishments. It may be hard to imagine the brighter future. It may be hard to think of or visualize everything going perfectly or finally getting to the end of your journey to getting to that space that you're longing for. But it is doable to take a small step. And when you take small steps, you get the benefit of accomplishing that one small step. You get the benefit of experiencing that one small success. Maybe you did not build a multi-billion-dollar business this year, but did you take a step towards creating a business plan? Did you take the step of doing this one thing towards your goal? This one thing towards this thing that you want. When you start taking small steps, eventually, yes, you will start to see larger, bigger accomplishments, bigger results, because small steps do lead to big results. But each time you experience that success, that small step success, it builds you up. It reminds you, it lets you see that, hey, I can do this. Hey, this thing is doable. Hey, good things are happening. It's giving, and you don't have to convince yourself, because you can see it. It's not like you're talking yourself into believing that this is doable. You're seeing how it's doable. You saw how you did that. You saw how you made that sale. You saw how you passed that one class. You saw how you did whatever the goal is. Take small steps because each small step leads to an overall larger accomplishment, the big goal. 3, flood your mental space with the desired message. Imagine if a child growing up hearing, "You're stupid, you're no good, you're going to be just like your daddy." If a child growing up with that negative message can eventually start acting and manifesting and living up to that message, what impact could growing up or as a grown up being flooded with the positive message that you want have on you? Just as the negative messages, the negative words that that society, other people, yourself are putting out there that can bring you down, flooding your mental space with positive messages can have the opposite effect of bringing you up. So whether it's going to be that you're doing affirmations, we know I love affirmations, having these little poster boards with positive messages, listening to content that you find is going to be energizing. Anytime you get an opportunity to surround yourself with and flood your brain, flood your mental space with as much of the message that you desire to hear, the message that you desire to be influenced by. That way, eventually, even when you're not able to at the moment consciously think of it, at least when you're seeing it, it's coming in. You may not fully, even if you're rebutting it, even if every time you see the post-it that says you're smart, in the back of your head, you're thinking, yeah, but I did XYZ wrong. Even if that's happening, at least when you surround yourself and you're flooding your mental space with the type of message that you want to hear, with the positive message, even because that negative message was going to be there anyway. But at least now, once there is a positive counter to it. So flood, do all the posters, do all the positive messages and all the beautiful whatever's, post-its, notebooks, whatever you got to do. Flood your mental space with the desired message. 4, surround yourself with people and even resources too who encourage you. There are those people in our lives who you tell them, hey, the sky is blue, and they say, yeah, but it's going to rain later, so it's going to be great. Yeah, we all know some of these people. But we also all know some people who will encourage, who will inspire, who will help you feel better. Surround yourself with more of those people. If it's only one positive person make sure that you have a conversation with that one positive person as much as possible, maybe every day, twice a day. Because the people who encourage you build you up. And when the world, including yourself, are not able to give you the support, the positive word that you need, when you have people who will, you tell them, hey, I did this, and will get super excited for you and say, congratulations, I'm glad, I'm excited, I'm this, I'm that. Yeah, get some of these people in your life. Because as they are getting excited, as they are congratulating, as they are supporting, as they are encouraging, even if you're not 100% at their level, some of that is going to sink in. They say you are who you surround yourself with. So if you want to be inspired, if you want to be encouraged, one of the groups, and hopefully a lot of the people in that group that you surround yourself with, should be people who encourage you, because what you are looking for are ways to be encouraged. So find the positive people that you know and hang out with them a lot more. Finally, consume inspirational content. I'm not saying you have to be sitting there reading the Bible or whatever your your religious text of choice is. I am saying inspirational text. These could be stories. These could be messages. These could be sermons. These could be books, whatever your source is that you find inspirational content. Consume that. If you need a boost, instead of listening to the news or listening to the news on your drive home or watching the news at home, Listen to something that is more uplifting. When you need to read, when you're reading, instead of scrolling through all the negativity on social media, read a book that inspires you for a little bit. Take the time to consume all the inspirational content because there is so much out there. There is a lot. You have the blogs, you have the podcasts, you have, I don't know, I can't even keep up with all the many different things there are. But consume that because again, it feeds even when at the top you're not thinking about it, because you are consuming it, a little piece of it is getting in there. Gradually, the more you consume, the more of it you will get in there until eventually, hopefully, you are a believer too. And you're sitting there with all that positive thinking and positive speech and all that positive self-talk and all that stuff. So consume inspirational content. Okay, so let's do this quick recap. First, gratitude journaling, because it forces you to take a look at things that are going right. Even if all you can find is 1 or 2 or 3 things that are going right, make sure that you're making a consistent effort to see and notice and appreciate those things. 2, take small steps towards big accomplishments, because everyday small things can lead to big results. It may be hard to visualize or anticipate getting through a whole project, but it's doable to take one step and do one thing. And each time you complete one, that feeling of success, the energy from that success is going to empower you and fuel you to the next one. 3, flood your mental space with the desired message. Just as growing up or being in an environment where people are feeding someone negative messages can impact them, feeding yourself positive messages can also impact you, except this time positively. Surround yourself with people or resources who encourage you, because there are people who will bring you down, but there are definitely some people out there who will be excited for you, who will encourage you, who will support you. Find a way to surround yourself with those people, because you are who you surround yourself with. And finally, consume inspirational content, whether it's books, blogs, and sermons, or whatever your choice is. Consume things that are going to inspire you, that are going to encourage you, that are going to motivate you and get you out there and doing the stuff you want to do. Yes, as always, if you or someone you know happens to be going through something that's more than you can handle, please remember that there are professionals like myself who are available, able, and willing to help, and are even providing remote services who can assist with whatever you may have going on. So please, figure out who those people are in your community so that if you need them, you can reach out and get the help that you need. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.